and Travis Tyke, watching out for you.
Welcome back. Happening now, you can tour U.S. Navy ships at Tom McCall Waterfront Park. It's one of the Rose Festival's most beloved traditions, Fleet Week.
Yes, and Kohr Harlan, he has ventured to the vessels here this morning, joining us now with a good look. Good morning, Kohr.
Morning, Travis. Good morning, Emily. Good morning, everybody else. Happy Thursday morning here from the West Side Seawall, downtown Portland. Here, sitting on the front of the USS Jack H. Lucas, with a couple of fellows beside me here who are aboard this ship. First of all, I'm going to have you. There's a lot of Lieutenant, a lot of stuff that I have a hard time remembering this early in the morning. So I'll have you introduce yourself first of all.
Hey, good morning, Kohr. Lieutenant Commander Nick Brady.
Nick Brady, easy to remember.
Hey, I'm Lieutenant Junior Grade Tristan Garner.
All right, lieutenants, nice having you both up here. Sorry to get you up so early. Let's just start with you. Tell me a little bit about life aboard the Jack H. Lucas.
So I'm the Assistant Chief Engineer on board. I've been on board for about 3 years now. Kind of bounced around to a couple different divisions within the ship, which is a small group of sailors.
And life is just like kind of turns into a normal routine, like going to work every day, except you're on a ship, right?
There's a drumbeat to it, for sure. And then we will typically get underway for a certain amount of time, and that's got its own different drumbeat. So it's definitely been a cool experience on board the first Flight 3 destroyer.
It's a guided missile destroyer, Nick, and we're pointing out the purpose of the guided missile destroyer in the Navy's overall fleet. Just go through that a little bit for folks. And
Absolutely.
tell us about it. Yeah.
So the guided missile destroyer has many different missions that it supports. So everything from anti-air warfare, meaning protecting aircraft that are flying around, whether it's for the carrier, or anti-submarine warfare below the surface. So surface is a term we use for what's on the waterline. So we could be above surface, at surface, or below surface in terms of protecting with different warfares.
And the main visual things here, Carl, I'll have you turn around here. The 5-inch gun on the front of this, right? It does what it advertises to do, I suspect, right?
Absolutely. That's our Mark 45 5-inch gun, and so it supports a variety of different missions, again, such as surface warfare or even air warfare.
Yeah. And behind that, kind of hard to see, but there's little hatches behind that 5-inch gun there, and there's missile capability launching from there as well, too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The vertical launch system is stationed here on the forecastle, so the forward part of the ship, as well as aft. So right where we entered on earlier this morning, we go to the place called the aft missile deck, and then there's twice as many of those back there.
It's really cool. And then up above the main cabin there, all sorts of navigational tools. We got about 30 seconds, which is not long enough to explain everything that's up there, but they are essentially...
Everything has a purpose on board the ship. And so when you look on this mast, it can just look like a lot of lines moving up, a lot of circles and lines, but they all serve a purpose of communication of some sort or seeking to understand a little bit more about our environment.
Detecting things on the surface and in the sky and all the rest of that stuff. There's a lot of just a lot of technology and a lot of moving parts aboard the USS Jack H. Lucas that was made in Pascagoula, Mississippi, and it was, if I'm not mistaken, commissioned in 2023. So this is one of the newer ships, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. This is a hull number 125, so we're the Navy's newest ship, and we are home ported out of San Diego right now.
Nice trip up here from San Diego. Sorry about the clouds and the wind and the cool weather this morning here. We're aboard the USS Jack H. Lucas. Emily and Travis, back to you.
All right, thanks, Kohr.
So neat.
You know,
Thanks,
honestly,
Kohr.
they're probably seeing some clouds and a little bit of June gloom in San Diego,
Yeah,
too.
San Diego,
The weather's not that different
That
this time
marine
of
weather
year.
in the morning in San Diego is a very real thing.
Emily, did your dad ever spend time on a big fleet like that?
So he actually did a couple different tours on aircraft carriers,
Okay.
so a little bit bigger than the missile destroyers, and yeah, they would take about 6 months. He was also in San Diego at the time, and they would go out into the Bering Strait and do all kinds of
Such
stuff.
impressive
Amazing.
vessels.
Yeah, It's really cool if you have a chance to go and tour the ships, not just to see all of the tech and artillery that's on board, but to actually go below deck and understand how these sailors live for months at a time. It is wild.
Cool opportunity to go see.
Yeah.
Also a reminder, if you don't have your real ID, but you should, bring that. I don't have mine yet either. So I would have to bring my valid passport, also closed-toe shoes.
Closed-toed
So
shoes
things
to
that you
go
need to make sure
on
that you
it.
have in mind before you head to Fleet Week.
Hey, should be a really nice weekend to finish out the Rose Festival.
It should be, yeah.